Last time on Spider-Man. Fresh from his meeting with Silver Sable, Spider-Man continues searching for clues for Lee's next plan of attack. Going back to Feast, where his office was also kept, he took the opportunity to search for more clues. But what Peter found only raised further questions. A secret room behind Lee's office revealing further evidence of a long-standing obsession with Osborn, along with a file marked with something called Devil's Breath. With new evidence in tow to alert the authorities, Peter leaves only to be confronted by Lee, who heavily suspected he was on to him. With Lee using possessed men to attack Spider-Man, he escaped to continue enacting his plans. Now, with Devil's Breath being a new danger, and Lee now in the wind, the tension further builds as Spider-Man continues to uncover what Lee has in store, and how he can stop it before it's too late. What's up, guys? My mic is feeling nice, but unfortunately, my capture card isn't. This is your favorite neighborhood commentator, Ed, here, and I'm a little sad because the last session is plagued with the same problems that this video session is, which is the capture card glitched partway through the recording, and because of that, the audio to the gameplay is slightly off, and that makes syncing a pain in the ass. So different verse, same as the first. I'm still going to be looking into trying to remedy this problem in the future, because I don't want to have to live in constant fear of having 30-minute to hour-long sessions just be completely garbage due to technical glitches. So I might have to go ahead and buy a whole new capture card to just completely circumvent all of this, because this is not fun. This is not fun at all. So I'm having to go ahead and do this in post once again. But the advantage for me doing this in post is there are some parts in this video which are kind of slow. One part in particular that's coming up with the science mini game this game presents, where you have to go ahead and stick the little nodes in there and kind of get like the battery to a certain voltage. So I took longer with that than I needed to. So in order to spare you guys, I decided to cut down on that and some slow parts massively, just to go ahead and save time and keep the ball rolling so there isn't too many down points. So with that being said, yeah, right now we are looking at Peter finally dropping in on Otto. We haven't seen Otto in a while. So I think the last time we saw him in the story, he got his whole program shut down due to Osborn, and he was feeling pretty salty about it. So now we're back in the fold with him, trying to go ahead and continue. Now that you see that he has new funding, and I don't know, I think the guys that funded him are the bad guys. It's been a while since I've seen this part of the story, so I'm just kind of spitballing as to who the fuck, what corporation gave him the backing to do this, because we're still pre-crisis Otto, not post-crisis like Dr. Octopus. So he still hasn't made that heel turn yet. So we'll get to that. We'll get to that at some point in the game. But outside of that, on kind of another like Spider-Man-ish related topic, I'm not sure if any of you guys out there heard about this, but there's a guy that lives in Philadelphia whom, according to the news story, climbed up and down 10 floors of his mom's apartment building because the building was on fire, and the guy's mom was sick, and he was worried that she might have been trapped up there. And when the guy got to the building, I think the police wouldn't let him up because they thought it was too dangerous. And it just shows like love, like the type of love for a family member. If it runs deep enough, like Dr. Malcolm said from Jurassic Park, you will find a way. Life finds a way. And he found his way up the side of that apartment building. He climbed up 10 floors. Now, originally, when I heard the story, I heard that he climbed down 10 floors, like he was scaling up the side of the building, or scaling down the side of the building. So that made me think he was already there. But he climbed up 10 floors just to see if his mom was okay. And then when he found that out, when he got up to the 10th floor, he saw that I think his mom and her boyfriend were on the balcony, so everything was fine. And now I remember, I think it was the stairs. I think it was something going on with the stairs, so he couldn't exactly go down there. So he had to climb back down 10 flights. He had to scale back down 10 flights alongside this building. And I'm like, man, the giant pair of fucking brass cojones on this dude to do that, number one, proves how much he loved his mom, and number two, proves how badass of a dude he is. Because yeah, a lot of people out there claim that I'm this and that and that and this, but it's very few people who are willing to go ahead and prove that. Because yeah, I'm not sure if I could do that. Like, it's insane. Like, you have love for somebody, but there are points where your love for a certain someone will get tested. And that dude's love for his mom got tested, and the good Lord saw fit for him to go ahead and make it up and down the side of that building, like, relatively unscathed. Now, I heard that the police were going to arrest him because I guess in a sense, in some way, what he did was considered trespassing. I guess, but when the cops saw what this dude did and he came back down, they were all ready to arrest him. But at the end of it all, they saw and they understood why he did it. So they were like, fine, you can. You know what? We can't blame you for doing what you did. It was foolish as fuck, but a son's love for his mom is a son's love for his mom. So you know what, you could go ahead and walk free. We aren't going to be bogus, because that would have been extremely bogus if they did that. Like, no lie, no joke, that would have been super bogus. So they were cool as hell to let him walk on that. So that dude's a badass. He's being hailed as a hero in his community. Hell, for all that it's worth, coming from your favorite neighborhood commentator Ed here, for anybody that finds this video and it somehow gets linked to this dude, hey dude, you're A1, awesome sauce all the way. Now, looking at these arms that they're controlling, they put me in the mind of the arms that are attached to Mistral, the redheaded French chick in Metal Gear Rising. Like, they look just like her arms. Like, they just took them and ripped them off, or just took the model and inserted it in this game. Like, they look so much like them. Yeah, this Doc is having a little trouble trying to control this shit.
No, don't worry. Why don't you take a break? I'll clean this up and
that look always kills me, because he just, you could just say, failed trying to control that, and then he gave Peter that what the fuck look like that. Are you serious, man? Oh man, like, that's the look of somebody who is frustrated as hell trying to get this shit off the ground. And not only that, like, having Otto come in, Osborn, and completely come in, ransack his entire research, just completely upend it, and then have to start all over again. Like, this dude is going through a series of unfortunate events. So you, like, the descent into villainy is kind of starting right now. He hasn't gone full retard yet, but it's starting.
Norman became more and more obsessed with genetics.
Now you get a little interesting backstory in seeing Otto and Osborn's history.
But that money didn't last very long. I relied on grants.
So as far as the overall mystery of the game is concerned, this is kind of going more and more into what the fuck is going on. Like, everything is intertwined. Like, everything is intertwined. There isn't a clear there isn't too clear of a connection yet, but that's a good thing about these type of mysteries is that somehow it will find a way connecting. It'll just take some time to get there. But I like getting the backstory and the little snippets of info just to kind of have the player think, all right, you're figuring it out alongside Spider-Man, trying to get all the clues as to what's happening. So, yeah. Like I mentioned earlier, this is the part where I took an embarrassingly long amount of time to figure this out. So there's going to be a quick jump cut to me acting like a complete idiot to figuring it out. Because me looking at this in post, you getting a peek behind the curtain here. Yeah, I could not. I felt embarrassed to kind of upload that. So I'm like, nah, I'm not gonna do that. Like, I'd rather go ahead and keep the ball rolling. So with that being said, yeah, another reason I'm annoyed is, like, this is something unrelated. This is kind of going off into a life tangent. Is, yeah, I got stuck in traffic coming home from work last night. And it sucks because living in Chicago, you know, sometimes you may have, I think any metropolitan city, you may just have something just completely random happen that could just totally like uproot your travel plans and kind of fuck up your timing to get to certain places. Last night was one of those times where I was on my way home, like literally on the last off ramp before, like I'm literally right there on my off ramp, completely stopped, 11:30 at night, gridlock traffic. And it was due to some accident that was happening and wound up getting stopped for like, I don't know, like maybe 30, 45, I'll probably say 45 minutes, generously saying maybe close to an hour. And just sitting there about maybe, I would say a good 400 or 500 feet from getting off. And that shit was annoying. We were sitting there so long that people were turning around and just going on the grass and backtracking to the previous off ramp. And I take Lakeshore Drive to get home, and especially around that time of night, there is little to no traffic. So to have, some people want, like, I was talking to a lady friend about this last night, and she was like, maybe you should have looked at the forecast too, or the traffic report to see, or Google Map, or Google Mapped it to see if there was any traffic there or anything that may have stopped you from getting home at a decent time. And she wasn't wrong, but at the same time, I expect clearness to be there when I get off of work, because generally, especially on Lakeshore Drive at 11 at night, there is little to nothing out there like to stop me. So I was not expecting to get stopped, and I was severely tempted to go ahead and go the route of the dudes that were turning around, because I say like at least more than like half a dozen to a dozen people, at least the ones that I saw, just decided to turn around and go on the grass and backtrack to the previous ramp. And there were so many people doing it that they themselves were starting to create their own traffic jam, like going on like a little like grassy like park area on the side of the expressway. And the only reason I didn't do that was because I was afraid my car was going to get stuck, because my car is lowered, and I got it lowered a couple of months ago, and I was afraid that, number one, trying to jump that curb was going to ruin my front end, because driving around with my car lowered as is now, going over certain speed bumps, like I could hear that little like, and it makes me cringe when I feel and hear that. So as much as I wanted to, I decided just to go ahead and sit my ass there and wait it out. Hell, people were getting out of their cars because we were sitting there so long. Like we sat there so long that I could have came up with the cure for AIDS, cancer, and world hunger in the time that I was sitting there. But I decided to be patient, and luckily got out of that shit. And yeah, it wasn't great. Now, granted, the accident, that it was serious enough to where it was one of those, ooh, I hope nobody died from that, but it looks like somebody probably died from that because it looked pretty bad. Now, I'm not saying I'm not being selfish because I'm saying, oh, blah, blah, blah. It kind of ruined my night because I wanted to do things, but I got stopped. So I totally admit that I was being selfish on that, but I also am not being like so like uncompassionate that I'm not feeling for the people that just got completely wrecked like that. But I'm excited. I'm acknowledging the compassionate side of me and the selfish side of me. Cause damn it sucks when you have an accident that happens and you just get caught and there's nothing you can do about it. You just have to sit there and eat shit until it's all over. But at the same time, somebody's life just got fucking just wrecked. That is, if there were any fatalities or major injuries. Hopefully nothing happened. So yeah. Yeah, outside of that shit, kind of want to, since there's a kind of a lot of downtime here, I want to get on the topic of hammocks, because right now at this point of the game, we're kind of killing time until MJ wants us to come by for a little Netflix and chill. So actually, I'm gonna go ahead and move away from hammocks for a minute because I don't know, it's at these parts of the game, because they tell you, hey, you could go ahead and just explore the city, go ahead and upgrade your gear, but reminding guys that I'm on New Game Plus now, so there's not really much incentive for me to go ahead and do all the stuff I did in order to get here. So kind of making me waste time is it's just busy work. This is just straight up filler. Now granted, looking at this mission here, it's fun filler. Like I'm taking down bad guys in the way that Spider-Man would, especially in these type of missions. I was never good at these type of missions where you have to stop a roaming vehicle or some thugs from wrecking the city, because I say that specifically because of the objectives connected to them. Mostly the ones that say, hey, do this without taking damage, and I don't think I have done one of these without taking damage. It's always an errant shot or something that just completely wrecks that. Now, luckily with this little mini mission, there wasn't a no damage caveat. There wasn't a no damage achievement, so I was able to go ahead and get through that scot-free. So yeah, but outside of that, those missions, I'm not the greatest at, because I always wind up fucking it up at some point. Like I'll still succeed, but I won't get like the little mini achievements that come with them. But yeah, hammocks. Man, I was driving once again on Lakeshore Drive one day earlier this week, and I just saw dudes posted up on little parks that are connected to. Oh wait a minute. This is a part where I was kind of getting prepared to meet MJ, so I'm like, hey, we want to come. She wants to come by. She wants me to come by for some dinner, so might as well dress for the occasion. Like, what the fuck? Spider-Man is ripped. Like, Jesus Christ, he is ripped. Like, well, this is in-game ripped, but damn, like, I'm getting body dysmorphia looking at this dude. Like, he is. It makes me want to fucking go ahead and lift. Just go ahead and just lift a shit ton of weights, like calisthenics, go ahead and do some jogging. Like, just do the best I can to kind of just get my weight up, get my Spider-Man weight up. Now, I wonder if Miles is going to be this ripped, because when he got turned into Spider-Man via the bug, that the spider that bit him, he didn't get like super ripped, but then he was like, he didn't get super ripped. Now, I wasn't gonna say because he was a teenager, but I think in the comics or the continuity of Spider-Man, he was a teen when he got bit and he got ripped. But then again, I'm thinking of the Sam Raimi Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire one, where he got bit and then the next morning he woke up like ripped as fuck. Now I'm sad that he didn't come in with the suit. I'm sad he didn't come in with the suit. Now, we're moving on to another one of the Mary Jane sneak missions, and I take a bit of issue with this because I understand that Mary Jane is a strong, independent woman that don't need no man, but her doing what she's doing here is dangerous because this place is crawling with thugs, criminals, leeches to society, parasites to society, and she's an investigative reporter. I get that. Like, she has to go ahead and put herself in mild to precarious situations in order to get the story. She has to do some shit to get the dirt. She got to do some digging to get the dirt. But in this case, I don't know if the juice is worth the squeeze. Yeah, she wants to help Peter in finding out what the hell Lee is up to. But doing so and putting herself, this is more dangerous than it. This is an unneeded amount of danger. Because say she gets caught, these dudes, like, you can only imagine what would happen to her if they catch her. Like, straight up, like, she could get killed or worse. So I want, like, it's to me, it's not worth it. It is not worth it at all to do this. I mean, I guess if anything, you can say that she is tenacious as fuck. Like, she's a woman that wants to get the story, and she will do what she needs to do to get the info. But doing this is, yeah, it's not smart. And as you can see, these missions introduce a new layer, which is put random bullshit around in order to stumble into to alert guys that you're there. And what you just saw, like, say she fucked up and they just found her, bam, like, you don't know, that's done. Like, you can only imagine, because they don't give a shit. By very definition, like, criminal, by very definition, people who flout the law, people who do illegal shit, they don't care. So what's one woman to them in pursuit of dastardly deeds? Like, they are not in any way beholden to give a shit about this woman. They just see her as, oh, you're a snitch, fuck it, we could go ahead and just have you and just use you for bait, or we could just do whatever the fuck we want, and we don't give a shit. But yeah, this mission adds the extra layer of adding random bullshit for you to get caught via either those little boxes that you just saw, or just something on the ground that can get you found out, like the shards of glass that were on the ground. So this is gonna be, now I will say I'll give these missions credit that, like, each one you do with MJ and Miles do add an extra layer, whether it be, I guess, something that could get you caught or something that could prevent you from getting caught, whether it be the tools, or you'll see later on in the mission. Hell, they introduce it when you go back to the apartment to talk to Peter. In this, after this is all over, where he gives you a little gadget that helps you out in terms of distraction. So they aren't, like, these missions aren't terrible. They are by no means terrible, but they're slow, and they could be kind of bullshit at points. So I kind of have a little bit of a love, I won't say love-hate, but a love, I want to say like and dislike thing for these missions.
What's in these?
So yeah, a lot of extra sneaking. Long story short, MJ, don't. Like, this is not worth it. Like, you are not Spider-Man. You cannot take down these dudes in a blink of an eye. Like, you just cannot. It is not working. Now I'm surprised Lee, like, employed these dudes. Like, I would think that he would have just stuck with his demon disciples to do this, but I guess every villain needs help. Everybody needs somebody to lean on, especially when it comes to taking down New York. So you can't just rely on yourself. Like, you're gonna need to go ahead and reach outside of your realm of bullshit in order to expand your bullshit so you can cover the city in bullshit.
Such a disappointment.
Now we're about to get introduced to a villain that prior to this game I never knew of.
And now I need a new welder.
And you'll see him in a minute. You see him about to wreck this dude's shit in a minute. There he is, Tombstone. Now, prior to this game, I never heard of Tombstone. So when I first came across this session on my first playthrough, like, I was surprised that outside of the Sinister Six that they decided to add another villain to this. Now, I have no idea who Tombstone is, what his backstory is, outside of seeing here that he is just tough as fuck. Like, how the hell did he get like that? I think they actually explain it in a mission later on in the game. But at this point, it's like, yeah, no, have no idea who he is. They just introduced another player, but he's tough as fuck and he's dangerous. Like, he gives no fucks, and this dude's about to feel it hardcore.
There must be something else in this office.
Like, ouch. What a rough way to go out. Like, Jesus, like, I think I'd rather get shot than fucking go out just getting stomped to death, because that's a painful ass way to die. Like, just getting wrecked like that. There is no, like, you can shoot me, stab me, like, what? No, just shoot me. Just take me out quick. Just fucking put one in my head and be done, because to have to go out like that, and at that, knowing that you're gonna go out, knowing that you're gonna die, and going up against Tombstone and thinking, well, fuck it, if I'm gonna die, I'm gonna at least take you with me, and finding out that doesn't work, you just added despair to the list of shit you're feeling at the point of your imminent demise. Because, yeah, that's what a hell of a way to go out, knowing that you failed and knowing that you're never gonna see the light of day again after that. So, as we can see, Lee is using these guys to build an armored vehicle. For whatever reason, at this point in the game, we don't know. But we know that he's going to be doing something huge. So,
Yeah, but why?
MJ, in all of her investigative glory, luckily got this. Luckily was able to get, well, if you don't look at my previous fuck up, luckily got all of this to Peter without getting found out, because never mind the thugs, what if Tombstone found her? Like, oof, no. Don't want to think about what could happen to her. So she should be thanking every god that there is on this, every god or religion there is on this planet that she got out of that scot-free. But she got out of that scot-free, but she saw some shit. She saw a dude get fucking murdered. Like, she just witnessed a murder. So yeah, she really ought to be thanking her lucky stars that she got out of that scot-free. So I like MJ and Peter's relationship in this game. I mean, granted, at this point they are in a relationship, but it's a lot more. I like their relationship in this game way more than the MJ and Peter relationship in the Sam Raimi movies. Like, she first of all, MJ. Now, I did say that, you know, she's a strong, independent woman that needs no man, but putting herself in dangerous situations is not smart. But at least she's doing something in this game. I don't feel like she did much in the Sam Raimi movies, outside of just kind of bitch at Peter and be nothing more than a damsel. At least here she's getting shit done. Now, do I agree with some of her methods? No, I do not. By all means, no. Danger is danger, no matter what. Danger is danger, no matter what you're doing it for. So, yeah, be smarter about that girl, which she is not, because this is a game. This is a game that requires you to kind of do bullshit in order to get bullshit done. So now it surprised me when I did this because the game didn't allow me to wear this in a cutscene of me coming to her apartment, but it allowed me to do it on his exit, and I found it's still funny to have this suit because I came dressed for the occasion, but MJ didn't take advantage of it. Like all this spider dick ready to go ahead and plow her, but she was like, nah, I'm gonna eat dinner. I'm not gonna go for that. So with that being said, I shall go ahead and get ready to sign off because now I could go ahead and record a brand new part of this. Hopefully all technical difficulties will be resolved. So with that being said, I should go ahead and sign off. Thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, subscribe, give it a like, and I shall see you guys in the next episode of Spider-Man. Peace out.